If you like the video, please consider supporting James Corp on Patreon. Hi, hello everyone, and welcome to week 2 of our Symbaroum game. It's been about a month since we last played. Exactly, well, last Sunday of the last month is the last time we played this, and we're back. We're back with everyone. It might increase, it might not, but we'll have to play it by ear. But yeah, we're good. We're good to go ahead. I am James Chambers, and this is Chambers of Roleplay. And today, Matthew, I'm saying that to J-Wall. I'm playing Malingo, who is a person. He's an adventurer, explorer, whatever. He's someone that's interested in artifacts. He is Indiana Jones, but not Indiana Jones because he's fantasy. And also, he's not being played by Harrison Ford, and he's much younger. But yeah, we're here. I'm here. I'm currently probably going to die in a minute, so we'll see what happens.
That's the plan.
But everyone doesn't care because they're all evil bastards. Just pointing out, obviously, if I die, that's it. Stream over, game over. Yeah, awesome. But yeah, J-Wall, why don't you introduce yourself? Tell us a bit about yourself, and who are you playing?
Hi, I am J-Wall. I am a person on the internet. You can find me many places. Almost never as J-Wall because someone always steals it, so I'm J-Wall7Z. And I am playing as Revnia Urist, who is a Templar, which of course is something I never play. Completely new to me.
You are such a fucking liar. Danny, who's usually in Scott's position most times.
Yeah. Hey everybody, my name is Danny. I'm playing Sarux, which is a barbarian scout guide kind of thingy. Scout ranger kind of thing. Yes. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, you're fine.
Yep.
Yeah.
Philip.
Perfect.
Well, I'm Philip, and I'm playing 6-year-old goblin, shaman, and healer. So, and I got a sheep that we have to play with.
Named?
Bruna, I think. Oh, I forgot her name again.
Obviously, you know, if he's playing a 6-year-old, because goblins don't live very long, so he's actually technically middle-aged.
Yeah.
It's a hard paper around.
My mother is 16, so it's fine.
Okay, Gus.
Yeah, saving the worst till last. I'm Gus. I'm currently full of cold, so I apologise if I start sounding like Barry White or Darth Vader. It's not intentional. My character is Elfgarn the Hunter, who is pretty handy with a bow. And yeah, we'll see what he's like outside of combat at some point today, I'm sure.
Okay, and as Gus pointed out, we've saved the worst to last. Scott.
Oh, hello, I'm Scott, and I'm going to be the Game Master for the Symbaroum session. And here we are, back together outside in an open area. And last we left, you four were pretty much about ready to rush this tower, trying to retrieve a stolen artifact. And this person named Keller, who is hiding at the top of this old mill tower, is currently trying to shoot crossbow bolts at you as Maligno, trying to stealthily make his way across a completely open field in daylight, failed for some reason. But that's where we left off. So here we are.
Okay.
And Bruna. We don't want to leave out Bruna.
Should we do a recap?
Okay. Sure. So essentially, the last session, most of you were either refugees or assisting refugees making their way over the mountain range called the Titans. You had essentially picked up with a lone caravan group who decided to make their way through the mountains.
And we got tested. We got tested.
You got tested, yes, but
And
you were
the VIP was the goblin.
correct. Yes. So yes, you did get tested, and you passed the initial test to accompany them, and they were trying to make their way through before the winter storms hit, while the remainder of the caravan decided to stay behind. During some point of travel, you had set up camp, and during a relaxing, afternoon while people were washing and eating and getting cleaned up, one of your group named Bartolome, who is part of the Ordo Magica, had claimed somebody had stolen a special artifact of his, the Sunstone, of which you all were able to track down said thief, and come to find out it is one of your caravan members named Keller, who has holed himself up in a mill, in a broken down mill tower next to a river, or a small creek, I should say. But I mean, it's still deep enough for you to, if you need to wade across, it's not going to be a simple task. And he was currently shooting crossbow bolts at you, telling you to stay away. That somebody by the name of Mal Rogan would be approaching soon, and therefore you should leave as quick as possible and leave him to provide the Sunstone to him. At which time, I believe you assailed the tower with arrows, and decided to rush towards the tower as he shot another crossbow bolt at Elfgarn. So, and that's kind of where we left off. We left off in the middle of a freeze frame of you about ready to rush forward. So that's where I think we can jump back in if you'd like.
Okay. Right, so what are we doing, Scott? How do we handle this?
Okay. We can go ahead and handle it. He is hiding behind a kind of a broken aspect of the wall, which has kind of broken forth a little more. But the last that you could all tell, it's evident that he's panicking. You could hear the fear in his voice. So we can kind of leave it up to you guys. You were, how would you want to approach the tower? Are you rushing forward? Are you going to provide cover for Maligno?
I think me and Elfgarn were shooting every time we kind of like saw him pop up, like covering fire kind of thing.
Okay.
And I think Jewa's character, Ravina, she got stuck in like a bear trap or something similar. No.
Yes. Yeah. Which you have since released, and the goblin did provide some sort of healing to alleviate some of the damage and the pain of that. So, but I think you're all in relatively decent fashion to proceed. But yes, if Elfgorn and Xeris were providing missile cover, if you can continue to do that while Oleg and Revnia and Maligno decide how they want to do the approach.
He spotted me though, didn't I? Because I fouled the roll. Did I?
Oh yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what I'd like to do is like try and like duck down, like try and like lean forward, and
in the grass.
Well, no. Like I'm running with like bent over, like bent over, trying to make myself a smaller target.
Naruto run.
Yeah. So I'm a smaller. Trying to make myself a smaller target, so he can't shoot me.
Okay.
Or when he does shoot me, I'm a smaller target, so I'm harder to hit potentially.
Okay. So just to recap, your movement is 3 squares notated on the map. He is essentially sitting behind cover. He is continuing to shout, just leave me be. Just go. And you, like I said, you can hear the panic in his voice, but he's not popping out.
Well, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna be like, well, give us a sunstone, and we won't kill you.
Okay. So would you like to make a roll to determine the outcome of that?
Sure.
Okay.
What would it be?
Well, go ahead and open up your sheet.
Yep.
Okay. And specifically, we would start with, do you have any traits or abilities that focuses on something like that?
No.
No. Okay. Well, then it would fall under persuasive. And
okay. I'm pretty average at that.
Okay.
So what? I
and
just
it's
hit.
going to. Go ahead.
Do I hit manual? What's manual roll? Or is there a target number or what? What are the macros doing again?
The manual roll was just there to do the manual roll. So you would roll the dice, and then you would add a modifier. Likewise, a manual roll would have a target number for you to associate to.
Okay. So I'm doing a persuasive attack, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Let's put that out. Bring that
Well, not
over.
yes.
So if I hit persuasive... Right, do I have any modifiers, Scott? He's obviously petrified. I say I'm going to have, like, a negative of some sort added because he's petrified.
Yes. I'm trying to recall if I. Okay, do I provide this? Yes. So it'll be 2, a modifier of 2.
Is that plus or minus?
Well, you're trying to roll. So it's going to be a bonus to you. So you're trying to roll under. I forget if the macros allows that. So.
No.
Okay.
Oh no, I did that wrong then. Okay, I still failed.
Yeah. Okay. So he shouts down, and you can hear his voice quiver a bit. He's like, and then you hear him shout out again. It just, I can't. I just, if I don't give him the sunstone, something horrible may happen to me. And he's still hiding behind the stone embankment. But he hasn't peered out since the last arrow that you guys shot at him. You can just, like I said, you still hear the fear in his voice.
Is there like initiative in this game?
There is when there's combat associated with it, but as of right now, he's not initiating combat. So you all kind of have a free movement. I'm still kind of counting rounds and minutes that are passing, but in this particular instance, it's kind of a role-playing scenario.
How deep is this? How wide is this river?
It is. I forget what I have for the squares. It's just almost 2 meters across.
Oh, so it's pretty easy to jump over. All right, I'm gonna just. So if I can only move 3 squares, how far can I move if I run? Is there running tactic rules?
Where's my movement sheet here?
There is the charge maneuver.
Yes. And go.
What's everyone else doing? Are you just standing there like lemons?
Well, I didn't want to talk over you, but
Yeah.
as he's not returning fire, I think I'm going to reposition.
Okay. So, if you want, go ahead and maneuver. Since he's not returning fire, so feel free to maneuver wherever you would like within the three squares or so from where you're at.
And Scott, as I get closer to this little bridge over the stream,
Mhm.
I want to be especially alert for any more possible bear traps
Okay.
or any other shenanigans. I do love that word.
Okay. Do you have any specific abilities with that, or is it just going to be a straight attribute roll?
I think it'll just be a vigilant roll, probably.
Okay. Go ahead.
Would you like to apply any modifiers?
No, this will be a straight roll.
That is a success.
Okay. So as you're making your way across this field, I mean, you're being careful, but you don't see anything that's standing out because the area that you were in as you were leaving the woods, the overgrowth was thicker, but this seems to be flatter, almost like it's frequently traveled. So most anything is easily within view. The brush is more a low end, grass and weeds. So you have a clear view of most anything, several yards in front of you as you're making your way towards the bridge. All right, here we go. Yeah, so what are the rest of you doing? You're still positioning, Xerix? Are you staying back on the edge of the path that you came out from? Or are you proceeding also?
Yeah. I'm just there, and I'm like aiming on any kind of like, minimal thing that I see moving. I will shoot at it. So
Okay.
I will hold my arrow, waiting for anything to show up.
So at this moment in time, anyone who's approaching the tower, you're successfully going to make it to the base. He has not stuck his head out at all, but you can hear kind of, as you get closer, you can hear kind of cries and whimpering. So if all of you like, you feel free to move your tokens near there. Okay, so as most of you reach the edge of the tower, you can see that there's a small doorway that's on the opposite end that's leading into it. Peering in, you can see the remains of the mill grinder inside. Likewise, just even a casual glance due to the the daylight streaming in through the cracked portions of the wall is what seems to be a makeshift ladder leading up to the top of the tower.
Well, I'm going to let the paladin person go in first. That's what I want to do.
Okay.
See if the ladder can take the weight.
Well, no.
Or the armor.
Well, no. A, they've got armor, and B, they're probably better with a sword than I am.
But I do not have a sword, I'm afraid. I have a flail. But
Okay, sure. Okay, technicality.
I'll hide behind her and prepare my healing if anything goes bad.
yeah, so I will happily head in first.
Okay.
So I'm going to stay outside the tower in this sort of location here, keeping an eye out for any unexpected visitors.
Right. So Xerix, as you can see your others kind of disappear behind the opposite side of the tower. You can see the occasional bits of movement, but nothing that comes into direct view. Where if you needed to take a shot, you could, but you can see the occasional shadow or almost like the edge of his shoulder kind of come out the back end. Then all of you hear a shout from above, and he's like, I warned you, I told you, just leave. And then a crossbow bolt just comes shooting down, but it's not even aimed at anybody. It just kind of just dings against the grinder of the mill, and just clatters to the ground. And he's like, you're coming in? Don't do that. So Revnia. Okay, so you're inside. So you can see, this makeshift ladder that seems to be, several ladders, binded together, leaning up against broken portions of the levels as it's going through cracks and holes of wooden flooring leaning up into there. But the hole is wide enough where, if you were looking up, you can kind of see, him standing above and just kind of slightly peering over and back.
Do I see any load-bearing pillars?
Not really. It's a division. It's essentially all of the load bearing. It's a cylindrical tube with the stones making up the tower, with essentially 3 levels of broken wood floors going up. So any support is built within the tower walls themselves.
Okay. I mean, I will. So Revnir will shout at him to calm down, and we will not hurt him if he does as he's told.
Okay. And how are you doing that? I mean, are you demanding it? Are you trying to negotiate?
I am demanding he calm down.
Okay. Hold on. Let me pull this up here.
He sounds like a child. Don't do that. Don't take my toy. I'm going to tell on you now.
So let's see here. It's going to be. Yeah, so if you don't have a particular ability, but your role is going to have it's going to be a +3 modifier.
+3 persuasive, I assume. Okay.
Okay.
+3 helped.
So you shout your demands, and your voice carries the heavy aspect of one who has demanded things from people before. And as you look up, and he peers over, and he goes, "Oh my," and he sees you. I'll come down if you promise not to hurt me.
I promise.
Okay. So then you see a large object come, tumbling down towards you. If you just kind of take a slight sidestep, you'll see his crossbow comes clanking to the ground. He's like, there proves I'm not armed. I'm coming down. So the young man starts making his way down the ladders, and eventually comes to rest before you. You see his face is just drenched in tears, and he has this look at him like he's reached the end of his rope, and he kneels before you, and he goes, please just let me go. I promise I'll never steal again. I'll never steal again. And he presents this the stone towards you in both of his hands, shaking.
So I just say, explain.
Okay. And he's like, explain what? What do you mean explain?
Why have you brought this here? Why did you steal it?
And he goes, well, sir, I saw the Bartolome just kind of produce it from his pocket, and it looked so pretty, and when I picked it up, it was just had this warm thing to the touch, and I knew that this might be what it would take for me to finally get in with Mal Rogan, and then this would be the one thing that would guarantee me entrance into their band. So that's why. But I regret it. I swear that my thieving ways are no more. It wasn't worth it. It wasn't. And he just starts kind of like groveling, holding your ankles with his hand, just pleading, just to let him go. Don't hurt me. Don't take me back, because if something horrible happened, the caravan master will definitely punish me for sure.
And can I get close to the party?
Yes. So during this time, Danny.
Yeah, seeing that they seem to have it under control, I put down my bow and walk forward.
Okay.
To the party. Yeah.
Okay, and the rest of you obviously are witnessing this. So there's Revnia with a young man, essentially crying and whimpering at her feet.
Well, shouldn't you pick up the rocky thing?
Oh, I mean, did you take it?
He's presented it to me.
Yeah, he's.
I mean,
presented it.
I'll take it out of his hands, and I'll ask, what do you know about Mal Rogan?
And excuse me. And suddenly his whimpering stops, and he looks up at you, and his face seems to have lost some of the color, the rosiness from the tears and the crying, and he goes, Mal Rogan's the master of death. He brings death with him, and death follows him. But I mean, he's the leader that we should be following. And his voice sounds like almost like it's prepared, like this has been something that's been ingrained with him. And he goes, and he looks around. He goes, but that's right. I can't be here. I failed. I got to get out of here. We got to get out of here. Mal Rogan may be arriving, any moment.
I would like go close to the what's the name, the paladin, and I would say, that sounds bullshit to me. He's hiding something.
Okay. And
so I look at him as he's groveling. Well, he's not groveling now, apparently.
No.
But I look at him as he's saying this to us, and I tell him, climb back up the ladder.
Okay.
Go back to the top and stay there.
And he looks at you and he goes, yes, miss, yes. And he, starts clambering up the ladder and heads back up to the top. Not to interrupt it, but I mean, as he's doing that, I just want to make sure, are any of you others interjecting this? Or are you just watching Revnia?
I'm gonna give like a comment, and I'm gonna be like, you are too soft. You will never survive the woods.
Why? Woods are fun.
So he gets up to the top and he shouts down. He says, "Okay, so what do I do now? I just stay here?"
Should I untangle him?
What's that?
Should I untangle him?
Is there any other route down apart from a ladder?
No. I mean, unless jumping out of the open, crumbling wall at the top. There's no other way down.
You could jump into the river.
Wait, are you suggesting that he jumps in the river?
No, I'm thinking he could.
Yeah.
Burn the place down.
Okay.
I mean, he was coming here to meet Mal Rogan and bring him this sunstone.
Correct.
So I say to everyone, shall we wait here?
Wait for what?
For Mal Rogan.
Well, why?
You muted, James.
Yep, you're muted.
I was
Don't know
like,
how long you've been
okay,
muted.
I don't know. I was like, who's Mel Rogan? Do I know who he is?
No one knows who he is. He just keeps calling them the Master of Death and keeps warning you that you don't want to cross him. In the other session, Revnia recalls a story of that was told during the war against the Dark Lords of a Queen's guardsman who went by the name of Rogan Gorrinder. So there was a name connection, but there was a rumor that his arm chopped off in combat. And the wound began to fester, and the healers were powerless to neutralize the black blood infection that coursed through his veins. And as the story went, this Rogan Gorinder, instead of dying, arose as undead. But other than that, that's just a rumor. And rumors like this are a dime a dozen when it comes to things that occurred in the war with the Dark Lords.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'll probably tell everyone that rumor and just say it is a rumor, but based on potential similarities. And as a Templar, I'm not allowing undeath to roam free.
Well, that makes sense.
So Elfgon's just gonna call over to the rest of the party and say, "What's the hold-up? What's taking so long?"
Well, Paladin Iron Lady here has some problems with undead knights and masters and stuff like that.
Look, there's a gem. Get the gem. Let's go. Come on.
Yeah, at
It's
least
not difficult. There's 4 of you and there's 1 of him.
Yeah, at least we should get to some tactically better position.
Yes, if his friends turn up, yeah. Can we get a move on?
Can we
Alright.
get more information about? Can we interrogate him a little bit more? Like who?
Oh, absolutely. No, if Xeris wants to climb up I forget, Revnia, did you collapse the ladder, or you were planning on doing that?
Oh no, the ladder's still there.
Ladder to the so Xeris, you're more than welcome to take it into your own hands if you want to climb up the ladder and speak
Okay.
with
Do I
Keller
even got
further
a
if you like.
dagger? I got a
What's that?
dagger. Maybe let me check what weapons I
I
have.
think everyone has a dagger.
And I just for the sake of the party and game, are you making them aware of this is what you're doing, or are you just silently just start climbing the ladder?
No, I just want to see what kind of weapon I have.
Okay.
So, dagger. I do got a dagger. I put out my dagger, and I'm not hiding anything. And I go up the ladder. I look at the dude. What was his name again? Sorry.
Keller.
Keller.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of point the dagger to him, and he's like, "What are you not telling me?"
Are you okay? So
I'm gonna try to intimidate him.
Okay. Yeah. So
Should
go
I
ahead.
use cunning or no?
Well, I mean, are you trying to coerce him? Are you? Obviously you have a dagger, so you're trying to.
I'm half, intimidate him. Half, I will torture him if he don't answer me. Kind of.
Okay. So this would probably be either persuasive, maybe even. Oh, this is a tough one. If you don't have,
Sorry.
it would probably be persuasive, maybe even resolute.
Resolute.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm better in resolute than I am.
Okay.
But I do got medicus. Would that help me? Since I know more or less how the anatomy works, so I maybe torture him in a way that don't kill him.
Oh, so
you know what
no,
I mean?
so are you going to allow him to respond to your verbal actions, or are you going to physically take the torture into effect first?
Well, if he don't, if I will wait first to him to answer me, and if he don't, or I don't like his answer, I will go forward to,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. So let me just take a look here.
I don't know. I went all dark now. And
Oh no, no. I mean, know that there may be some temporary corruption here going on, depending on how dark you go. So,
Okay.
but we'll get to that if it occurs. So yeah.
Okay.
So this is going to give me a resolute roll, and this is going to be
any modifier? I mean, I'm thinking that he's scared. He at least, like, I don't know, but it seems that the rest kind of, they know that we are more than him. Maybe he's a little bit more scared. I don't know. Like,
yeah. So go ahead and take a. I mean, so once again, just so we're all on the same page, if I say take a negative modifier, that's giving you a better roll, and if I say take a plus, that's adding to it. So,
No, you
Okay.
So Scott, you want to be because the way it works on the thing is it adds to the actual attribute rather than
right.
So you might want to be saying minus. So it'd be better to say it. So you get, if you get plus, it's positive. If you get negative, it's negative.
Okay.
Does that make any sense? Because the way it works, when I did the modifier, you said, "Oh, yeah, it's going to be plus." So I did the +2, and it pumped my stat up to 12 as opposed to 8.
Right. Okay.
So it's the attribute that gets modified.
Right. So this will be a positive 2 to your roll.
okay, there we go.
Excuse me.
Wow, that's really good, Danny. That's almost as good. That's almost as good as my rolls.
Okay. So he starts he looks at you, and you can see you. I mean, you are imposing over him, and at this point he's confused. I'm up here like she promised. What do you want? And then after you make the proposition of what do you know, he starts screaming, I don't understand. No, what? I don't know anything. I've told you what's happening and what I did. There's nothing more for me to tell.
Who's coming? And I'm gonna kind of grab him by the neck and put the dagger to his throat. And I'm gonna who were you? Who was coming to get the stone? Why were you waiting here?
Okay. And so he pauses, and he kind of goes limp as you grab him, and through the tears and the whimpers, and he goes, I told you, Mal Rogan is coming, and he's going to bring others with him. I don't know how many times I have to say it, but and then he pauses, and then you see his eyes kind of look past you as he looks out into the broken wall from the fields where you came from, and he takes a pause, and if it's possible for his skin to go any more pale, it does, and he goes, oh no, I think they're here. I think they're here. And he starts backing away from you. Even trying to break free as he tries to push away against the other side of the tower.
I look at him a little bit surprised, I guess. I'm I'm not understanding what he's, in which way he's acting. I still don't understand it.
Yep. And he goes, and he says, he usually sends someone ahead, and I know I saw them out in the woods. I saw movement. He must be here. And he points out, where you were come from, the break in the woods where the bear trap was, and he points past you, and he looks down, and he goes, it's too late. You've got to protect me. And he flings himself forward at you and says, you can't let him kill me.
I'm gonna back slap him.
Okay.
Oh, you're nice.
All right.
I'm a barbarian, by the way, and I have to be rude in here. Okay.
Right. Now, everyone down below. I mean, this isn't like a huge tower, so you're hearing what he's saying echoing down. And you've heard him say he saw something moving from where you guys came from. So, so Danny, as you give him a good smack, we'll move on to the other players and see what they want to do after hearing what has occurred up in the top of the tower.
So, I'd like to, based on him saying that, pointing to the forest, I'll have a look, see if I can see anything.
Okay.
That's what I want to do as well. I want to sort of like sort of come around the edge of the tower and just have a look and see what if he's actually out there or what.
Okay. So any specific abilities that assist you with any sort of sight, detection?
No, not
No.
for me.
Okay. All right. So this is probably going to be whoever's looking will be using their.
Is there
Probably.
is there such thing as assisting each other? Could we assist each other?
Within the game?
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Sorry, because I thought if we're both doing the same task, we might as well like work together to do it. Do you know what I mean? And if it gets us a modifier, then maybe it gets us a modifier.
Yeah, I mean, in this particular instance, I'll say if someone wants to take the primary lead and someone wants to assist them, then if they have a modifier. So, for example, you're going to go ahead and use your discreet against their, or you're going to use your vigilant against their discreet if you're looking for somebody. So if you have a modifier, James, in vigilant, and you would like Revnia to essentially be the one looking and you're assisting, we can add your modifier to it, or we can just go ahead and if you don't have a modifier, just give them a simple modification of +1.
Sure, I'm going to give Ravina a simple modification of +1 because I'm shit at vigilance.
Okay.
And mine isn't much better than yours, but
Okay. Mine's 7.
Probably
What's
me.
yours?
Probably both.
Oh,
me
that's
and
better than
Gus
me.
can see the direction.
Okay. So, but just to be fair, the modifier is going to be a -1, so it kind of cancels out James's assistant. So, but all right. So go ahead and give me a roll if you haven't already.
me, yeah?
Yep.
There's just no modifier.
Okay. So, with Maligno and Revnia, you hear these, the words up above, and immediately your attention is brought off to the distant forest. And if you're glancing out, your eyes are kind of scanning the line of trees. But as far as you can tell, you don't see anything. There's no movement in there. Nothing is giving you any indication that what he saw was even exists. Could it have been just a shadow? Who knows? But he seems to think that he's seen something, but there seems to be nothing out there.
Scott, I'm going to knock an arrow.
Okay.
And keep my eyes peeled on the way we came.
Okay. Excellent. So go ahead and give me the same roll. So so do your vigilant roll.
And it's -1.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Old eagle eyes. All right. Just a second here. So Elfgarn, there we are. Okay. As you peer across the bridge, hearing the same thing, as you're glancing at Revnia and Maligno kind of come to the conclusion that they're not seeing anything. As they kind of glance away at each other and, maybe even just for a second, I didn't see anything. You catch a sudden movement in the trees. Oh, let me get my ping on. Over here. You not sure what it is, but whatever it was, it moved quickly.
Can I take a shot and try and aim the arrow to land about here where I'm pinging on the map?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Almost like a warning shot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, go ahead. I mean, this is going to be relatively easy, since if you're just aiming for an open spot. So you go ahead and give me a roll, but it's going to be with, let's see here. Yeah, I mean, this is going to be child's play, so +5, +5, I should say. Okay, so yeah, so the arrow zooms across the field and pretty much lands almost identical or exactly where you were aiming for. And so once it hits, do you do anything else? The arrow.
Yeah, I will call out. You may as well show yourself. I know you're there. My next arrow won't miss.
Okay. All right. So after a moment or two, you hear a voice. Well, and then you hear another voice coming from over here, over near this area. Yeah. And well, I think you've seen us. It's like, and well, you know, do we show ourselves? Like, nah. Mal Rogan and the rest will be here shortly. It's like, well, I don't personally feel like getting an arrow in the arm. And you see one of them the one over where you shot your arrow steps out. So let me go ahead and reveal him for you. And there we go. So he kind of presents himself slightly as he steps out of the woods. You see that it's human, dressed in ragged clothes and leathers, and he has you can tell that behind him he has a spear strapped to his back and holding a crossbow in his hand. And he stares you down across the field over the bridge, and just kind of looks at you and says, all right, Mal Rogan's going to be here any moment. Here's the best that you could hope to do. Drop all of your belongings, any of your money, leave Keller here with this stone that he says he has, and you can walk away.
Before he finished to talk, can I shoot him? And I'm gonna try to aim to his cal shot, like to his head.
Okay, so let's go ahead and
something.
Yeah, let's do a surprise roll here. So go ahead and give me make a vigilant roll, Danny.
Let's see, 1 second, because I can shoot my an agility roll first.
What's that? Well, we want to, because essentially you're initiating combat, so we're going to see if he's surprised.
Okay. What was that for roll?
So it's a vigilant roll, and it's going to be at a -1.
Okay, vigilant -1. Come on, baby. Yeah.
Okay. So go ahead and take. Let's see. And let me see here. Go ahead and take your shot.
I think I can use my vigilant for my bow since I have, I think it's marksman. No, something else. Give me the. I don't remember which.
Should just be able to press the roll on a weapon.
Yeah, but I have something that changed which thing.
Which
It's
attribute?
Sixth Sense.
Okay, yeah, six sense. Let me use vigilant instead of accurate with range of weapons. Bow, no modifiers.
It's going to be a +2.
+2. Okay, baby, come on. Wow!
Oh wow. Okay.
So I'm gonna let him talk until like when he's like, well, I think the best thing you can do is to leave Keller here, drop the
And
As just before Danny releases his arrow, Alfgarn will be replying to the best thing you can do, and he will say, "I've no idea who Mal Rogan is, but I'm sure she's a very pretty lady." And then this arrow just comes out of nowhere. And
Ooh,
takes his
lady.
arrow.
and
I'll grow some flowers for her.
and the arrow actually. So Danny, I'm going to give you an option here. So the arrow is going to. Well, actually, no. That's more for the. Yeah, no. It's more for me. So, the arrow is going to it passes. So this is a little learning thing. The arrow does more than his pain threshold. So it's going to knock him backwards onto his ass in that particular instance. So essentially,
kill him.
well, you can take another shot because he's now on the ground. I mean, so essentially the initiative order is going to go to you guys since he's knocked prone, and that was your free action. So
Okay.
so
How
so
we roll
who has
initiative?
who has the highest quick of all y'all? I would imagine it's got to be one or Danny or maybe even Alfgarn.
No,
No?
I got 10.
Okay.
Or if you have a skill that
Then
lets
Yeah.
you use something else.
Yeah.
I can use my cunning, which is 15.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. 13 for me, Scott.
Okay. Okay.
10.
Okay.
5.
Okay. So if 5? Oh, okay. Well, that's your yeah. Okay.
It's too
So
armored.
so essentially, and as he's talking, the arrow just hits him, and he just whoof, and he kind of you see him fall right on his ass. Heels up in the air, and from over here, you hear a voice go, "What the?" And then the rest of you can now react. So Elfgorn, I believe, who has the 15? That was James.
Yeah.
Yeah.
James.
So James, you
Are
have
you
first
using
action.
Are you using a turn tracker or what?
I don't have the turn tracker set up for this, but I'm tracking it here. So
Okay,
but essentially it's always
I was about to say
it's
it's
always
really-
going to be
I was
it's
about
always
to say
going to be
it's-
quick. So
I was
go
about
ahead,
to
sorry.
say it's really easy for you to do with the quick reference
Okay.
stuff.
So let's
So if you just
let's do it
drag
real quick.
what you do, if you drag and highlight all the tokens that are on the board, and you press, I think it's U, and it adds them all to the turn, and then you can just go through and add everyone's thing. But you might be able to like talk to Danny about doing a macro that can automatically do it.
Oh, that was cool. I didn't even knew that.
Okay, and then let's see. So we have.
I've been prepping for Deadlands, so I was thinking like I need to do initiative needs to be quick. So if you highlight the tokens and press U, it will add the tokens to the initiative tracker.
Okay. So the initiative never changes because it's always the highest quick, but I can go
Yeah.
ahead and put
So
it
we can
in,
just go
so.
real out. So
We can actually help you. We
Yep.
can actually help you by
Yep,
putting.
go right ahead.
or
Perfect.
Quick.
we can put it in. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, you can put it yourself.
And then we can just leave that in there since it never changes.
Hang on. Why is that not?
Press enter.
I was pressing enter.
And then you have the cogwheel, Scott, and you can click descendant. Or
Perfect.
Yeah.
and it will organize it.
Excellent. So
Well, I don't have any range weapons, so I'm gonna what can I actually do?
It's gonna run again.
Let me just check. Let me just check because I don't know what. So I've got.
movement is if you're going to run, it's going to be double.
Well, there's no
So-
point because there's a massive open gap between here and there, and I might as well just wait for them to come here. But I just want to check what. Oh God, what's it called? It is called tactician. Tactician. What does adept? Character master the art of good defensive posture, which allows him or her to use cannons when calculating defense. Okay, all right. It doesn't really do much. All right, I just want to
But it makes you first.
I'm gonna go stand next to the slightly back, but I'm gonna go stand next to the Templar or the Knight or the armored lady. The wall of metal.
Your living shield.
The shield, yeah.
Yes. Okay. Fair enough. So Maligno comes over to Revnia and
then what
boldly,
you do, Scott? Then you press the arrow.
What's that?
Then you press the arrow and it moves the initiative down.
Excellent. So Maligno, you move over behind the living shield, and then Elfgarn. So you see an arrow come whizzing from the tower, knocking him on his rear. Let me just do a quick distance check here from you. Okay, so that's 24 meters for your weapon. So it's your turn, Gus. What would you like to do?
Yeah, I'm just going to call out to Zarek and say, have you got that guy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, boss.
And in which case, I'm going to try and take a shot at the guy who is over here.
Okay, so he hasn't revealed himself.
No.
You've heard his voice. This is going to provide you a difficult modifier of -5.
-5. Okay.
Booyah!
Wow. Jeez. Okay. I feel like I'm not doing something right, but okay, fair enough. So yes. So Elfgarn, with your wondrous eyes and fox-like hearing, an arrow zooms across the small creek and into the wooded area where you heard him speak, and you hear a loud quick as you kind of see the form kind of fall to the left of the tree that he was kind of partially hiding behind. It's not a clear view, but you can kind of see that. You can kind of guess your arrow hit him in the left shoulder as he collapses just from the sheer impact of the arrow, knocks him down too.
And then to finish my turn, I'm just going to move and take cover behind this tree or whatever it is, bush.
Okay. All right. So Danny, so you've seen Alfgarn shoot his arrow into the trees over here, obviously hitting something, but you can't see it. But the one person that you shot the one man that you shot the arrow at is still lying prone on the ground from the impact of your arrow that you shot previously.
Well, I think I'm gonna finish him.
Okay.
Do I get any modifier because I'm in the top and he's prone?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and give you a simple modifier of +1.
Okay. And there is no rerolls in here, right?
What's that?
No, never mind. Come on, baby. Kill him. Right in the eye, like what?
Okay, so that plus his armor. Yeah, that's going to. Yeah, so that's going to provide the killing blow. So so the arrow, as he kind of starts to get himself up, he just gets an arrow just thunk right in the eye as he falls backward, completely dead to the world. We've got some master bowmen here, my word. So would you like to take, you still have a movement action, not much, but I mean, you can remain up in the tower. Mind you, Keller is behind you, just whimpering and crying at this point. He's an absolute mess.
Can I just tell him to shut up?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn around and say, shut the fuck up, or you are next.
Okay. Excellent. So All right, so Oleg.
How long does it take to cast ritual spells? Quick roll.
About an hour.
Okay.
Are you muted, Scott?
No, that's something that requires preparation and time.
Yeah. Okay.
So.
Mr. Maligno, you have crossbow inside. Just to know.
Yeah, but there's no arrows. He just dropped a crossbow. He didn't drop all of the arrows, and he may have spent them all.
Yeah, no, he didn't drop all the bolts. He just dropped the arrows. Yeah.
You could climb up, take them off him.
Then he can throw you down bolts.
Yeah, I could do that. My movement allows me to do that?
Oh, free action, absolutely. I mean, if you could grab the bolts and just kind of throw them down, that falls well within your ability of like any sort of free-ish action.
I would do that.
Okay. All right. So yeah.
But James, you told me to throw them down, right?
Oh, I
Because
didn't even.
wouldn't know.
Yeah, I didn't even.
Then I don't know. Then
Okay.
Then I
Yeah,
don't.
that was a suggestion from Revnia.
That was kind of meta in there, so I would not know.
Well, you said it in character, so I mean, on our next turn, you could probably throw it down.
Yeah, I screamed that there is crossbow inside, so you probably heard.
Okay. I wait until next turn then. In that case, to throw them. Yeah.
All right. So Oleg. So what?
I'll just move closer to the bridge and lie down.
Okay.
If there is some cover or something.
Oh yeah, no. It's a stone bridge with a couple posts on each end and a smallish stone wall on each side. So it's going to provide you with fairly excellent cover.
Yeah, I'll just hunker down there.
Okay.
And scream, "Hold the bridge!"
Revnia.
Mm-hmm. So, I of course do not have any ranged things at the moment, but I will cast my one mystical power, is Witch Hammer.
Okay.
And I will cast it on my flail.
Okay.
So that in the event they come up closer,
okay,
we should hopefully, well, I mean, I think we'll be fine anyway, but
okay,
we stand a good chance.
Okay. And if you have the description, if you don't mind just throwing it in the chat so we just have it there.
Yeah, I mean, I'll press and I think it'll show it anyway. Or
it should.
Okay, it doesn't, but so I've learned to shroud my melee weapon with holy and blight-hating fire, just like the legendary Lightbringer Ophelia Atio. So holy fire encircles my melee weapon, and I do a 1d4 additional damage,
Excellent.
or 1d6 additional if the target's an abomination or undead.
Oh shit, we should be taking a break, but oh well.
Yeah, we're almost done. So I was going to suggest if we concluded this, we would take a break as soon as we finish the round here. So, so Maligno, and didn't we agree that every time it was Maligno's turn, we were going to play the first 10 seconds of the Indiana Jones theme?
No, because then I'll get copyright claimed, and then not that I'm making anyone. Yeah, no, Scott, don't be silly.
Well, for those listening,
you can. Yeah, there we go. There we go. There we go. Right.
It's too close. You got to stop.
All right,
Yeah,
so I'll go
Stop.
inside and I'll grab the crossbow.
Okay, so grab the crossbow. So yeah, you do move inside and you pick up the crossbow, but you notice that none of the bolts are there. It's just the crossbow.
Yeah, I'm looking. I'll look up at Exarus and go, toss us down some of these bolts.
Okay.
In fact,
Right.
I'm going to ask the other guy. I'm going to ask the scared fella to toss down some bolts. Like pissy pants, toss down your bolts to me.
And you within just a few seconds, you see 5 bolts just come clambering down the steps of the ladder, hitting the ground right below you.
All right, I'll pick them up, and I'll lodge one in the crossbow.
Okay, excellent.
Hopefully the right way around.
Okay. Anything else? Or so you've
Oh no, I moved and
inside?
I've done my action. I assume that's all I can do.
Technically, it's picking something up and doing that is considered a free action, so to speak. But there's not much else you can do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But no, we can move on to Elfgarn. So Elfgarn, you've seen Xerxes' arrow lay down the one robber at the edge of the forest. He is dead to the world, not even moving. So what do you do at this point? You've moved yourself back a bit though, to hide behind the tree nearest the tower, and so you've kind of maneuvered yourself out of line of sight, so to speak, where you originally shot your arrow. So
I'm just going to call out and say, those of you that are left, I suggest you reveal yourselves, and we will take pity and mercy upon you. Hiding is obviously not going to aid you, as I can see you even when you're shrouded by shrubbery and trees. You've seen what our arrows can do.
So we're not even going to make a roll for that compared to what they have. So you hear the voice coming from over here, and you hear, you will not live to regret this. Mal Rogan's on his way, but we will be here. We will be back. And the voice just kind of goes silent. You can't really see any movement out in the trees, but he may, as far as you can tell, he has returned from whence he came.
Guys, I suggest we get a move on before we have any more visitors.
Perfect. So we can go ahead and end combat here if you like, and then James, if you wanted to initiate a break, this would be the perfect time.
Sure. All right. So we will be back in 10 minutes, guys, ladies and gents as well. Don't touch that dial. Thank you for watching. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe.